Welcome to Bible Study with Fred. I'm going to discuss Genesis 6, 8 to 12 from the King James Version, the Authorized Version this morning. You start reading. You can also read what I write on blogger.com. And Frederick Widdowson, you can find my blog. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. These are the generations of Noah. Noah was a just man and perfect in his generations, and Noah walked with God. And Noah begat three sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. The earth also was corrupt before God, and the earth was filled with violence. And God looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. Now, one person among all of those untold thousands or even millions found grace, favor in the eyes of God. That was Noah. He would believe, he would obey, so God chose him for the task at hand. Noah, apparently from reading verse 9, did not have any of the taint of the fallen sons of God in his lineage, as he was perfect in his generations. This would not necessarily be true of his wife, whomever she was, so genetic corruption would come through his sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. The earth is corrupt and filled with violence, and this corruption affected all created life. We can only imagine what the offspring of the fallen sons of God and human women look like, and based on myths and stories, we can perhaps assume that this corruption didn't end with giant men, great heroes of myth. Mythologies also contain hybrid animals called chimera and human-animal hybrids that may have, and this is pure speculation, originated in this corruption. We are only now starting to come to the point where knowledge has increased, allowing us to consider forming these creatures in our own scientific laboratories. This may be the reason why there is in a few verses long before the law given to Moses was put in force, listing clean and unclean animals, a distinction between clean and unclean animals. The Bible doesn't give much detail here, perhaps because we're not to focus on this, but it's interesting to speculate when one considers the talk in the scientific community about what man is able and will be able to accomplish. We are living in a world of men that parallels quite often the pre-flood world of Noah. A capacity for violence, even extreme violence, is one of the primary characteristics of mankind. In the last 4,000 years, there have been very, very few without war. But in the last century, from the time that World War I, the Great War, began in 1914 until Germany paid the last of its forced reparations in 2010, from that war, mankind has slaughtered 100 million of his own kind and made homeless refugees of tens of millions more. We have the technological capacity to wipe out civilization, our civilization, as we know it. Would not God's judgment then on this world as laid out in Revelation be perfectly justified, considering how much we are like the pre-flood world? So we'll stop there and start with 13, Genesis 6:13 next time. Thank you very much for watching.